Hello and welcome back to the rugged and beautiful Scottish Highlands. Tonight I'm incredibly excited because I am off on another lighthouse photography mission. I can't pronounce the lighthouse I'm off to tonight, so I'll put it down here, but it's an absolute cracker as far as what I've seen online. Beautiful rugged cliffs all around it, lovely rugged rocky outcrops, and it's just on this stunning peninsula on the west coast of Scotland. Super excited to see this lighthouse. Let's get cracking. Cool, and something I never expected to see when I was here. Obviously I've come to photograph the lighthouse, which is proving to be quite difficult actually, because I'm trying to find a spot that doesn't involve me being too near the lighthouse and taking photographs, because obviously people live in the lighthouse cottages, so you don't want to be close to the lighthouse because you don't want to impede on people's privacy. So just now basically I'm walking around both sides of the lighthouse, or like the shore around the lighthouse, trying to find potential vantage points to take images from. But right here, we've got this old jetty, which is where supplies used to be delivered to the lighthouse back in the day. Do you know what I love about a project like this, or a mission like this, is because you're visiting so many different places. I mean, you know, obviously lighthouses have a lot in common, but one of the great things is they all have their own unique things involved with them as well. Remember, if any of you watched my video from Rua Reidh Lighthouse, I was going on about the wall around it, how it's quite unique and probably its unique feature. Well, here it's really cool because I've discovered this jetty which has got so much history involved in it, which you know, really adds to the story of the lighthouse itself, which is pretty exciting. But anyway, we've only got about an hour and a half till sunset. I really need to find myself a nice vantage point to shoot this lighthouse. I don't think this side's going to do it justice, unfortunately. There's too many crazy rocky outcrops that are just too difficult and too dangerous to go on. So I'm going to head to the other side and basically go over a lot of boggy land to try and find a vantage point. Hopefully I can find one, because I've seen some incredible photographs of this place online. I'm really struggling to work out where they've been taken from, but we've still got time, so let's go and explore. Just as I was away to go and try and find a composition of the lighthouse itself, I kind of thought this plays a really big story in this lighthouse's story, so I thought it might be quite cool to photograph it while I'm here. And a great thing about it is it's just because you've got all these rugged rocks around it, it's a really dramatic image. And because this obviously, you know, leads down into the sea, it's a nice leading line into the frame, into the scene, and there's just all this drama around me. So I thought I'd better capture it, because like I say, it's part of the story. So what I've done is I've taken some long exposure shots. I've put in a 3-stop ND filter, and I've also got a medium edge ND grad as well, just to kind of make the sky a little bit more, you know, the same exposure as the foreground and the sea, which is acting really, really well. And doing that, I'm getting a nice sort of 15-second exposure, and it's allowing for these white bits here to be blurred and create nice leading lines into the sea as well. Overall, I love these photographs. I've not done long exposure photography for a while now. It is something I hope to do more of soon, because I just bought myself a trigger remote that works with this camera, so I can do over 30-second exposures. Because at the moment I can only do 30-second exposures on, you know, this camera, because I've not got a trigger remote to do more. So hopefully more long exposures coming your way from me this winter. But this is a nice starter, nice 15-second shot, and I really, really like it, so I'm going to share that with you now. So I think the kind of upsetting thing about this lighthouse is the fact that the best view of it is out at sea, because out at sea you've got this pillar of windows that goes down the lighthouse, and it looks really, really nice. Whereas from this side you've only got one window and it just doesn't look as picturesque, which is a real shame. But I cannot see on the side that we were at before with the jetty how and where you can safely get a photograph from. So I'm going to try from this angle. It's proven difficult again to find a good composition and a good vantage point, but I've just got to try, I suppose. I've come all this way after all. I just need to find out where to go.
As you can probably tell, at this point I was feeling pretty frustrated. I had this beautiful lighthouse in front of me and I was really struggling to work out how to get a decent composition. So I looked around the cliff top for all different opportunities, followed all these sheep tracks through the heather in search of something exciting, and I eventually came across this waterfall, and on the opposite side of that waterfall was this vantage point here. I mean, the view was lovely. I had these rugged rocks and cliff faces around me, a hidden cove and cave, and a waterfall. So there was nothing for it but to finally get my camera out again, try and set up for a photograph to get this lighthouse image in the bag. But the weather had other ideas as the heavens opened. Very frustrating. The moment I arrive at a good spot, here's the rain to ruin the mood. But never mind. One thing you must do in landscape photography is learn patience. So I sat around and I waited and waited some more. But eventually the rain eased, became darker as we moved into twilight, and the photograph all came together.
Well, this evening has certainly been a challenge. Trying to find a decent composition with this lighthouse has not been easy. Trying to show the drama of these rocks and climbing down these big steep embankments on the sort of sheep trails to find these compositions. It's not been easy, but it's been an adventure, and I actually think the photography trips that require the biggest adventure are the ones that you remember the most and where the photographs mean the most to you. Now, this composition that I've got just now is the best shot that I can find of the evening. Now, I'm not completely happy with this shot for many reasons. First of all, I'm finding it difficult to allow enough space between the lighthouse and the edge of the frame, as well as this rocky outcrop and the edge of the frame. Ideally what I wanted was to have the lighthouse and the rocky outcrop with some space out at sea, so that, you know, you just got a bit of space around your subject matter. You know, one thing I don't like to do, and that's often not advocated, is to have, you know, things really close to the edge of your frame. It can just, I'm not going to say ruin your photographs, but it can be a bit displeasing to the eye. It's nice to have a bit of room, and I can't do that here. Another issue is we've got these cliff faces here, these embankments, and if I do go back and include more of the rocky outcrop, unfortunately we end up with these rocky embankments being in the frame, and it just doesn't work. So it's been a bit of a challenge tonight, but I am reasonably happy with the photograph. that I'm about to show you, because it shows drama, it shows the rocks that I was looking for, it shows the lighthouse blinking, which is one of my favourite things to shoot when I'm photographing the lighthouse, is to have it blinking at twilight over the sea and doing its job and telling its story. So I've managed to encompass all of these three things in this image, so for that reason I like it, because it tells a story. And but it's not technically the best image in the world, but it tells a story. I like it in many ways, and I've managed to photograph this incredible lighthouse in this absolutely stunning, rugged coastline. I hope you like it. One thing I mentioned on my Instagram recently is that I'd like to create a calendar next year for 2022. Now, I had hoped to create a calendar this year for 2021, but I've just not had the time, and I've also haven't managed to think of a good theme for a calendar. And because of, I think, of lockdown and everything that was going on, my inspiration to get 12 good images this year kind of went out the window. But because I'm doing this lighthouse photography challenge or mission, I think next year I'm going to be creating one calendar with lighthouse photographs in it, in the effort to potentially raise some money for charity. So I think what I might do is create a calendar, and there'll be a percentage of each sale will go towards a charity, and that charity will most probably be the RNLI, because, you know, they save people's lives out at sea, and you know, it's a fantastic charity, and it's linked to the sea and saving lives, which also lighthouses are. So just a heads up there for you all, that hopefully next year there will be a calendar coming your way. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because the image I took tonight, because this is such a stunning location and it's been such an adventure to get here, I can almost guarantee that the photograph you've just seen will be one of the photographs in that calendar. So stay tuned for that. Announcement will be made next summer sometime, so I mean, it's pretty much 10 months away. You'll all have forgotten about it by then, but because this is the first image that will definitely be going in that calendar, I wanted to mention it at the end of this video before I round it off. So thank you for watching this evening's video. It's been a bit all over the place in many ways, because it's been more of a scouting mission. Even though I've got my final image, it was a bit of a mixture of a scouting mission as well as the final photography, and it's been a real challenge with a lot of climbing and exploring, but it's been enjoyable. So I hope you enjoyed the adventure, and yeah, I look forward to hopefully seeing you all again next time.